Welcome back everyone. After 2 months of Pokemon, I figured we'd do something nice and easy to cleanse our palate a little bit. And as it turns out, The Force Unleashed is one of these games where everything is easy to understand on screen, and then there are also a bunch of eye candies that we get to do when we are playing the game. So we'll be doing that for the next 15 episodes, 13, 15, depending on how many levels there are. I think the main campaign is 10 levels, and then after that there are 3 DLC levels that we get to mess around with. So we'll be doing that. And one of the cool things I really like about the older Star Wars games is that they don't just take a template. So say in this case, this would be a God of War, and then they added a Star Wars kind of paint on it. But most of these Star Wars games, the older ones, they don't just add a coat of paint to it, they also add the kind of Star Wars flavor. And in this case, they actually wanted the Force powers to take center stage, and which is what they ended up actually doing. But because this is still kind of new at the time, I think this game came out in 2008, 2009, so they didn't quite stick the landing. So I'll be showing that off when we do get to the part where some of the mechanics don't quite stick the landing. But I will be playing on Sith Lord just because the final Sith Master level doesn't add all that much to the game in terms of mechanic wise, and it just really dials up all the damage that you are going to be taking, so that doesn't mean all that much. It's kind of like how Halo 2 on Legendary, they just added a whole bunch of Jackal snipers without really changing all the encounters all that much, other than making all the beginners die a whole bunch of times. But if you are on YouTube, I'll have to mute the audio because YouTube doesn't have a functioning backbone to step up to the copyright bullshit. But if you are not on YouTube, then enjoy the title crawl that goes along with a game that deserves it. And I'll come back after the opening cinematics is over.
Lord Vader. We were ambushed upon arrival, but I have the situation well in...
I have no interest in your failures, Commander. I am here on a mission of my own.
Okay, so we are on the planet Kashyyyk, and just a little bit of expanded universe history. By this point of the game, the planet Kashyyyk has actually had multiple Wookiee uprisings, and Darth Vader himself actually put down several uprisings of the Wookiees just before getting here, so he's no stranger to fighting the Wookiees. But this telekinesis is one of the kind of unique mechanics added to this game. Well, not unique mechanics, but this is one of the things that they were really trying to get right, and they got it mostly right. But the things that you are allowed to interact with telekinesis doesn't quite scale compared to other games like Jedi Outcast and whatnot. So that's what I meant when I say they didn't quite stick the landing on some of the other things. So force push, this is I think one of the first iterations where we see force push getting fired off like a blaster projectile. But Darth Vader himself in at least the EU, he actually has his own kind of unique, I think, was it a telekinetic attack? Either it was a telekinetic attack or it was an energy attack, because Darth Vader himself cannot actually use Force Lightning, but he developed kind of like a compensated version for it, and that's the Kinetite Blast that's kind of like glows in a white with a white glow, kind of like how this telekinesis works in this game. But that's not Kinetite, that's just a regular force push in this game. And I think later on we would see other Jedis or Sith use a glowing version of force push. Oh, and I need to switch the controls a little bit. I always forget. Not this one. So we are on Sith Lord and... Oh, did I not check the subtitles? Oops. Oh, is it controller? No. Oh, yeah. So, grip mode, in this version, we actually get to change it to toggle, just so I don't have to keep holding mouse 2 to like hold the target in the air. So right now, all I have to do is tap my mouse 2, and then I've picked up the Wookiee. And because the developers when they are making this game, they aren't quite what's the word? They aren't quite as comfortable with the technology, because I think this came out in 2009, and this kind of the Xbox is kind of new at this point. So this game, the controls are actually kind of clunky, and it's not as crisp as some of the other hack and slash games. So it still plays like a hack and slash game, but the Star Wars flavor for this one is the added telekinetic mechanics. They wanted it to be the Force mechanics, but telekinesis ended up just taking center stage. But one of the problems is that we can interact with all these enemy combatants with our telekinesis really well, but we can't interact with the other environment like we see Darth Vader do in Empire Strikes Back, when he was fighting Luke on the second level of Bespin, where he can just both fight Luke with his lightsaber while also hurling telekinetic debris at him at the same time. So we can't quite do that in this game. But telekinesis is going to be one of our main bread and butter in terms of combat, just because on Sith Lord our lightsaber melee attacks don't really do all that much damage. And because we are in the prologue, it doesn't quite matter how we dispatch of our enemies, because Darth Vader pretty much has most of his force powers met. Let me... Oh, I can't check his force powers. I think he has most force powers met except force repulse. Oh, and force repulse, I forgot to show it off. So if we hold the block button and we hold force push, then he can do this kind of 360-degree energy burst attack. So right now we're just clearing our way towards the Jedi, and one of the main responsibilities of Darth Vader is actually to hunt down either rogue Jedis or any kind of Force users in that the Empire has located. And Darth Vader himself would actually go on to become an incredibly skilled both a swordsman and a Jedi Slayer. I think he has thought of multiple 1v3, 1v4s just by himself, while killing pretty much all of the opponents. And this level over here is just giving us a chance to mess around with the physics engine. And they actually put quite a lot of emphasis on getting the physics right, even though it looks like really... Even though like this physics right now looks really clunky, at the time it was a really huge achievement that they managed to do this, and to have it interact with this kind of telekinetic attacks in a basically not have the system fall apart. And just some of the inside baseball is that all of these enemies, all of their limbs, they are supposed to have their own individual logic. And that's supposed to be one of the main kind of technical achievement that they did. Because if we look back at the older like PS2 games, some of the other PC games, they actually didn't quite do it that way. They just made it so that the model moves as a whole. But because they added the individual logic to all these little parts of the enemy's skeleton, you can consider it. So now that they can actually have each of the enemies have their own unique individual response based on what we do in our real-time playthrough. So basically they were trying to add like real-time responses to the enemies. But that's basically the end of our prologue. We are at the boss fight. This is the first of many Jedis that we'll be fighting today.
Dark Lord! Whatever you want, you won't find it here!
You cannot disguise yourself from me, Jedi.
Turn back!
Yeah, so this guy is actually weak to telekinesis. We can just grip him up like that. We can saber throw, and then we can slam him back on the ground. But if you try to fight him like saber to saber, he'll either block most of your attacks, or he'll just start away. So the best thing to do is just grab him with telekinesis, and then just slam him to the ground, and then just ground pound him like this. Yeah, otherwise you'll have to deal with him like running around and trying to like dash behind you and do a saber attack. Okay, let me give him a chance to attack here. He's supposed to bring down one of these starfighters. Wait, what is he doing? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we see him like kind of channeling. Oh, yeah, so he's supposed to do that a couple times. Oh, I guess he skipped it. Yeah, so there's a force repulse he can do. But after he does the force repulse, he's pretty much out of energy. Okay, so he does one more starfighter. Yeah, this guy there's not a whole lot to talk about. Oh, another repulse? Okay. Yeah, so like that, like mid-air twirl that he just did, that's one of the results of the new physics engine that they implemented. Okay, I think he's... Oh, he gets one more repulse. Okay. He should be down, right? Alright, he has no more health. He really should be down. Oh, this might be one of those frame rate things. Let me get him away. Alright, there we go. So just like most of the hack and slash game of this era, we get to finish up an enemy with a QTE. And these ones are kind of simple to understand.
Sense someone far more powerful nearby. Where is your master?
The dark side has clouded your mind. You killed my master years ago.
Then now you will share his fate. A son?
Run!
Lord Vader!
Come with me. More will be here soon. You were weak when I found you. Now your hatred has become your strength. At last, the dark side is your ally. Rise, my apprentice.
What is your will, my master?
Your training is nearly complete. It is time to face your first true test.
Your spies have located a Jedi?
Yes, Master Ram Kota. He is attacking a critical Imperial shipyard. Destroy him and bring me his lightsaber.
I shall leave at once, master.
The Emperor cannot discover you. Leave no witnesses. Kill everyone aboard, Imperials and Kota's men alike.
As you wish, my master.
Master! Another excellent duel!
Proxy, you did catch me by surprise. I haven't fought that training program in years. I thought you'd erased it.
I'd hoped that using an older training module would catch you off guard and allow me to finally kill you. I'm sorry I failed you again.
Well, I'm sure you'll keep trying. Yeah, but do me a favor. Don't ambush me anytime.
Proxy!
Yes, why are we whispering?
Shh, who's that?
Ah, yes. Your new pilot has finally arrived, Master. Accessing Imperial records.
Captain Juno Eclipse, born on Corilag, where she became the youngest student ever accepted into the Imperial Academy. Decorated combat pilot with over 100 combat missions, and commanding officer during the bombing of Kalos. Hand-picked by Lord Vader to lead his Black 5 squadron, but later reassigned to a top-secret mission. Is there a psychological profile in there too?
Actually, yes. But it's restricted. Oh, Master, I can tell you she's going to be impossible to reprogram.
Do you know why you're here?
Yes. My orders are clear. I'm to keep your ship running and fly you wherever your missions require.
Did Vader tell you that he killed our last pilot?
No. But I can only assume that he gave Lord Vader good reason to do so. I will not.
Well, let's hope so. I'm sick of training new pilots. What have you done to my ship?
I've taken the liberty of upgrading the Rogue Shadow sensor array. Now you'll be able to spy on any suspect ships within the entire system. You are one of Vader's spies.
You don't need to know anything about my missions except where I'm going. Now I need to jump to Nar Shaddaa. Can you handle that?
Of course.
Okay, so that's our main cast. We have ourselves, we have Proxy, and we have Juno, and these are basically the people that will be sticking with us throughout the entire game until the end. And later on, we'll be seeing other characters as well, but they are not at all that important. Well, except the one that's kind of the midpoint of the game. So this is just a little basic tutorial for us to walk through the telekinetic system. I don't know why they are doing that even after we've already completed the Kashyyyk level. But the crux of it is that you can lift up objects gently and then move them around, or you can just hurl them across the map as a projectile. So that's basically the tutorial. There's not much of a point in me having to go through it. Oh, and this is the executor, I think? Yeah, executor, not executor.
Proxy, give me the target.
According to Imperial records, Master Ram Kota was a respected general in the Clone Wars.
You're hunting Jedi.
I bring Darth Vader's enemies to justice. Now so do you.
Master Kota was a military genius, but felt that clone soldiers were unfit for battle. Instead, he relied on his own militia.
So there were no clones in his squad when Order 66 was issued?
And after Order 66, he vanished. Official Imperial records actually claim he's dead.
Why come out of hiding and attack the Empire now?
He wants to be found.
Then we're walking into a trap. How many pilots have you lost before me?
7.
Excellent. Coordinates for Nar Shaddaa are locked. Prepare for light speed.
Lock down the command center and get that hologram projector up and running.
Yes, sir.
Tell all squads to fan out and funnel any opposition towards us. Explosive charges on levels 2, 5, and 12, just like we planned.
General Kota. He's here.
I've finally drawn you out of hiding. Lower the containment field on Hangar 12 and tell the men to get into position.
Yes, General.
Eclipse to Starkiller. I'll be moving the Rogue Shadow out of firing range while you attend to your mission. The onboard scanners should be able to track your movements, and I will provide whatever intelligence support I can via your comlink. Captain Eclipse, out.
Okay, so this is the level that we'll be doing tomorrow, and that's when we officially start playing as Galen Marek, or Starkiller, as he's called in this game. And tomorrow is when the game actually starts, so I'll be seeing everybody tomorrow. I think because these levels are kind of short, we can go back to a daily upload schedule, skipping the Mondays. So be sure to tune in same time tomorrow. And I'll see you guys then. Thank you everybody for watching.